Hello, I'm Kelly Nestor. In this video, the last in this series of instructional videos, I'm going to ask you to take a quiz to assess what you've learned from this video series about instructional design. Since you may not have access to the Blackboard Learning Management System, I'll show you the quiz on my screen, and you can jot down your answers with pen and paper. You may want to pause the video at this point if you don't have paper and pen handy already. Let's begin the quiz. It's a 5-question quiz. The questions are multiple choice, and you're asked to select the single best answer for each question. I'll slowly scroll through each of the 5 questions, and you can pause the video at any time if you need more time on any one specific question. Let's get started. Now, let's see how you did. Here's my completed quiz, and naturally, I got all of the questions right. But I'm going to review each question in case your answers were a little different. And I also want to provide some discussion on each of the questions. So, question 1. The instructional design process typically does not involve A. Creating instructional reference tools such as job aids, quick reference guides, and manuals. B. Creating instructional materials such as presentations, web-based content, and videos. C. Creating an analytical report on the organization's dress code policy. Or D. Creating instructional evaluations for learner success and instruction effectiveness. The correct answer is C. The instructional design process typically does not involve creating an analytical report on the instruction's dress code policy, although it is possible. For example, if while working with management to determine if the resolution to the organization's performance problem was non-instructional, but through your task analysis as a designer, you discovered that the performance problem was related to the dress code, such as, for example, the requirement of wearing safety garments while on the job. Since the designer had already performed that task analysis and found that the dress code and safety garments were the cause of the performance problem, they would at that point determine that it is a non-instructional solution, and the designer would likely move on to other projects while management works to solve that problem. Question 2. Examples of instructional strategy types include A. Multimedia, such as pictures and text, video, narration, and interactive components. B. Fully guided instruction, such as learner guides or textbooks and instructor lecture. C. Self-paced independent study, such as a textbook and then a final exam to test reading comprehension. Or D. All of these. The correct answer is D. Self-paced independent study, fully guided instruction, and multimedia instruction are all examples of instructional strategy types. The instructional design process involves the designer making the decision of what strategy and medium to use for the effective delivery of the instructional material. Question 3. In instructional design, the designer must determine if A. The resolution to the performance problem is within the organization's budget. B. The resolution to the performance problem involves a non-instructional solution. C. The resolution to the performance problem involves creating instruction. Or D. Both B and C. The correct answer is both B and C, because designers are often involved in the analysis and determining if the resolution to the organization's performance problem involves an instructional solution or a non-instructional solution. If the performance problem can be resolved with an instructional solution, then the designer begins the instructional design process. Question 4. Instructional design includes A. Implementing an instructional solution to an organization's performance problem. B. All of these. C. Evaluating an instructional solution to an organization's performance problem. Or D. Designing an instructional solution to an organization's performance problem. The correct answer is B. All of these, as designing, implementing, and evaluating an instructional solution to solve a performance problem within an organization are all part of the instructional design process. And finally, question 5. The instructional design process is also referred to as A. The instructional education model. B. The instructional design knowledge base. C. The instructional learning modality principle. Or D. None of these. The correct answer is B. The instructional design process is also referred to as the instructional design knowledge base, because the practice of instructional design is built on an extensive knowledge base of theories, including theories like the cognitive theory and learning theory. It's also based on decades of empirical research to test and refine these theories, and it's based on the experience and expertise of instructors and designers all over the world. This exercise has been not only a quiz to assess your learnings from this video series, but it's also been a demonstration of the explanatory feedback principle. This principle states that people learn better when you provide an explanation as to why their answers are correct or incorrect, versus just telling them if their answers are incorrect or correct. I appreciate your participation in this quiz and in this video instruction series. I hope that you found it educational and interesting. And once again, thank you for viewing and participating.